session we are going to discuss about relevance theories of dividend. This is proposed by the Modigliani Miller. Today we are going to discuss on the illustrations. The illustration is a company belongs to a risk class for which the appropriation rate is 10%. It currently has outstanding 25,000 shares selling at 100 rupees each. The firm is contemplating the declaration of dividend of 5 rupees per share. At the end of the current financial year, the company expects to have a net income of 2,50,000 rupees and has a proposal for making a new investment of 5 lakh rupees. Show under the assumptions. So based on the Modigliani Miller assumptions, we are going to follow and we are going to calculate all the values. Okay. So here they are going to issue additional 5 lakhs rupees. So for making of the new investment, they need 5 lakhs rupees. And they have the income of 2,50,000 rupees, dividend per share 5 rupees, and they are having outstanding shares 25,000 outstanding shares, and appropriate rate is 10%. So this is the values. Okay. And coming to the solution, market price of the share at the end of the year, at the end of the financial year, what is the market price of the share? The formula is P0 equal to D1 minus P1 divided by 1 plus KE. P0 is the market price of the share, means the beginning period of the value or the prevailing market price value or whatever it may be. P0 is the beginning price of the value of share. D1 is the dividend at the end of the financial year. So what is the dividend for the end of the financial year? 5 rupees is the dividend value at the end of the financial year. P0 is the price at the end of the financial year, means ending price of the share divided by 1 plus KE. KE is the cost of equity or the capitalization rate or whatever it may be. Okay. So the values we are going to implement in that formula. Okay, P0 equal to, the value is the, what is the market price of the share? 100 rupees is the value. So 100 rupees is the beginning period of the value. That equal to, how much of the dividend they are going to declare? 5 rupees per share as a dividend. 5 rupees plus P1. Ending value, we don't know here, we don't know. This value we need to be determined. Divided by 1 plus KE. 1 plus KE is the 10%. When the value is going to convert it into the points, the value will be 0.1. That equal to, how we can write it? 5 plus P1 equal to 100 into 1 plus 0.1. That is 1.10. That equal to 110. That equal to 110. 5 plus P1 equal to 100 into 1.10, that the value is 110, that equal to, so when come to the P1 equal to 110 minus 5 rupees, that equal to 105 rupees. 105 rupees is the ending price value of the share. So this is the first part. And coming to the second situation, so they need some amount for purchasing the new investment, means for purchasing something. For making the new investment, they need 5 lakhs rupees. So how they can raise the amount? By issuing of that outstanding the shares. So by issuing of that outstanding shares, by enhancing the investment value, so we need to frame the formula. The formula is amount required for new financing. That equal to delta NP1. So delta NP1 is the required value of the investment. That equal to I minus E minus ND1. I is the outstanding, I is the investment required value means amount obtained from the required sources. I required source of the amount 5 lakhs minus A is the earning value. How much of the amount they are earned here? The company expects to have a net income 2,50,000 rupees. So that is the income value. So that is 2,50,000 rupees. And the outstanding shares ND1. So the outstanding shares are 25,000 into 5 rupees. That equal to the total value will be 3,75,000 rupees. Okay. 3,75,000 rupees. Number of additional shares to be issued. How many shares they are going to issue here? 3,75,000 shares they are going to value. They are going to issue. Okay. So this value we can be write it as 3,75,000 divided by 105 rupees. So this can be write it as 75,000 divided by 21, or we can write it as 3,75,000 divided by 105. We can be write it as 75,000 divided by 21. Whatever it can be easy. Okay. So how we can determine the value of the firm? Value of the firm equal to 1 divided by 1 plus KE. KE is the cost of equity into N minus delta N into P1 minus I plus E. So this value, 1 divided by 1 plus KE 10%, 0.1. And how many outstanding shares here? 25,000 outstanding shares here. One had to divide by 1. The value will be 25,000. 25,000 outstanding shares are there. But for issuing the shares, for acquiring the capital, and plus additional shares to be issued. How many additional shares they are going to be issued? 3,75,000. 3,75,000 we can be write it as 75,000 divided by 21 and P1. At the end of the price value, the value will be 105 rupees. So this is the value. P1 is the 105 rupees minus amount obtained. How much of the amount they are going to obtain for making new investment? 5 lakhs rupees plus earning value. So what is the earning value here? 2,50,000 rupees. And we can be write it as that value will be same 25,000 divided by 1 plus 75,000 divided by 21, 105 minus 5 lakhs plus 2,50,000 rupees. Divided by 1 plus 0.1. The value will be 1.10. So the total value will be 25 lakhs. So the value of the firm equal to 25 lakhs. So this is the method to calculate the market price at the end of the financial year, amount required for new financing, and number of additional shares to be issued, and value of the firm. According to his assumption, dividend payout should not be affecting on value of the firm. So based on that assumptions we have calculated here. Thank you.